But the biggest news I think that came, or my biggest takeaway, because that was the biggest news, was the Colby Young being healthy, or not healthy, but being fully reinstated and participant with the football team. But I think the biggest thing I took away from from the press conference was how complimentary Kirby was as coach staff and the continuity within this coach. I think that might be the secret to Georgia's success in 2025 under a Kirby Smart team. Of just there's not those 2 or 3 guys that are guaranteed first round picks. There's not those 2 or 3 guys that are on everyone's All-American list. Like you have every year, even like a team that's not great that was an All-American candidate. You had an Andrews that was a potential top 5 pick. I mean, honestly, going into the season, he's potential number 1 overall pick, just depending on where offensive linemen get drafted. But Jalen Carter, we don't need to list all the guys. And this year, Star and Jalen Walker and Michael Williams, we just have those guys every year. And it feels like one of the more unproven rosters I can remember for a Georgia football team. But what is not unproven is this coaching staff. So if you look at I compiled a list here of the coaching losses that Georgia's had through the years. So I mean, you go back to 2018. I mean, we don't have to go all the way back that far, but 2023, Georgia lost Will Muschamp, stepped away. Del McGee took a head coaching job. Brian McClendon took another job. 2022, you lost Todd Monken and Fran Brown after that season. 2021, you lost Dan Lanning, Matt Luke, and Scott Cochran after that season. You lost Cortez Hankton after the 2020 season, going to LSU, and obviously seen how much success LSU has had at the wide receiver position. Sam Pittman became a head coach after 2019. Shane Beamer eventually became a head coach, went to Oklahoma, I think, for a year before he was hired by South Carolina. Fired James Coley. Like that's not a guy that went on to bigger and better things, but it was, a lack of continuity. And then you even go back to 2018. You lose your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator in the same year with Mel Tucker and Jim Chaney, I believe, took the Tennessee OC job from that point. But Mel Tucker took the Colorado job that offseason. So that's a lot of replacing coordinators. I mean, you just look at that list. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 NFL or 6 head coaches at the college level. As well as Todd Monken, an NFL offensive coordinator, the best NFL offensive coordinator in the whole league. Like that's a lot to lose. And Georgia, just year in and year out, has been able to just maintain that same standard, basically. And so you also lost Buster Faulkner as far as an analyst role goes after that 22 season after Monken left. So this has been, I think this is what, and I say secret to success. I don't think it's a secret that coaching staff continuity is a valuable thing, but I think it gets lost when you look at who are the All-Americans, who are the first round picks, who are your superstars, who are your returning starters, and all that. And don't look now, but college sports are more times than not a coaching game. It's like in the NFL, you got to have the players. In college, for the most part, it's about coaching, and you get the right staff. You get a certain OC, a certain DC, and that's what influences a program for whatever period of time they're there. So Kirby Smart has established himself as basically as the best coach in college football. It's really, I don't think there's even a real argument with the current crop of coaches. It was basically him and Saban for the last few years of Saban's career. So for Kirby Smart just by himself to be the best head coach in college football, and then you also bring back the entire staff to go with it, I think for all I've said, because I've been very skeptical of what this 2025 team is going to look like, but for all I've said, for all the question marks about the unproven talent, what isn't unproven is this coaching staff, and I think that's going to be massive for Georgia in 2025.